Hey everyone, now this is just a sort of a question video because it's kind of a theory sort of thing. Not really a theory. I don't really do theories that much, but I mean, I usually just bring up questions on what do you think will actually occur later on. Now, I don't think the Overlord will actually come back. It's probably a really, really rare chance that the Overlord will actually come back next season. But my question is the Overlord ever really gone? Now, again, I'm going to say it again. I don't think the Overlord will make a return in the show, but technically, if you think about it, the story that they told in Season 2, is he ever really gone? Because in Season 2, they explained in order for there to be light, there must be darkness. And basically, Ninjago's darkness is the Overlord. So, again, I'm going to say this again. I don't think the Overlord will make an appearance again, but um, is he ever really gone? Now, I'm mainly bringing this up too because he's my favorite character. He's very, very awesome. I find him as the coolest villain that Ninjago's ever had. So, obviously, if he returns, I'd be very happy. Well, not, of course, what he's doing technically, but I mean, like, he's he's really cool. Okay, he's awesome, and he's just my favorite villain, Ninjago favorite character, almost Ninjago. Yeah, favorite character. But I find the Overlord very cool. But now I'm just thinking here, is he ever really gone? Because in order for there to be light, there must be darkness. They said that in Season 2. That was the final battle season. Now, again, I don't think he'll come back, but I do think that he's never really gone. Now, what I think, after Zane sort of got rid of him again, I think he officially got rid of him and sort of sent him somewhere. Now, as you know, when Lloyd defeated him, his spirit of ashes or spirit of the Overlord went into the computer system. So, what I'm thinking is, the Overlord, after this time, maybe had nowhere to go. Maybe he just didn't get back into the systems or something like that. I don't know. But maybe his ashes or spirit or whatever just didn't have anywhere else to go. Maybe they was locked back away somewhere. Now, I know maybe the Dark Island, but we don't really know what happened to that. After that, I mean, I guess the Dark Island is still there because the Temple of Light and all that. The Dark Island is still there. Maybe he's back on the Dark Island for all we know. But I don't think he's ever really gone because I do feel like that little thing they said, I do feel like that the Overlord is sort of needed in order for there to be light. Now, I don't think the Overlord will come back into power like he has for Rebooted and Season 2 and 3. But I do technically think he's not really gone. Now, to next part, a question of what will happen next season. If he is to return next season, what would he do? Now, again, the golden armor. I mentioned in the golden armor, we don't really know what happened with that. Now, again, we really, really don't know. I don't think the Overlord will have something to do with the golden armor, but I know the golden armor, I'm getting a feeling that it's going to take place somehow. But the golden armor is still a possibility, maybe, just maybe, if he did come back. Now, I don't think he will, but if he did come back, I think the golden armor would play a part if he came back. Another theory for me, I guess, or a guess, is maybe somehow, like, I don't know how he would end up in the Curse Realm in any way. The Curse Realm is a special little place there for the people who get sent there, so I don't think so. But, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll just be mentioned again. Maybe he'll just be brought up in more flashbacks. Like, you know how the Ninjago has flashbacks, and they just had an episode like 40 and all that stuff. You know, they've been talking about the past and all that. Maybe they'll have more flashbacks in an episode. Maybe the Overlord won't really come back, but we'll see him again maybe in a flashback. Again, I hope, because he's very cool. I really like the Overlord. He's an awesome character, and I hope we see more of him. Either way, any way we see him, any way we see more of the Overlord would be fine with me. Again, I know many people don't like the Overlord because he's basically the biggest, baddest villain in Ninjago, so Many people don't like him, but I find him to be one of the coolest characters. Um, but if he was to return, how would he? Because he's been defeated twice now, and I almost feel like, again, where there's light, there must be. In order for there to be light, there must be darkness, and also Lloyd's golden power, which is basically the power, which is the power of the first Midget Master, couldn't even get rid of him. How can ice get rid of the Overlord? Now I know. I mean, how can ice kill the Overlord? Again, I mean, I don't think ice could even kill him. Zane obviously defeated him. The Overlord was defeated, but I don't think he killed him. I don't think the Overlord can be destroyed, like they said in the beginning of Rebooted. Can he be destroyed? I don't think so. I do not think so. Again, I don't need any, in the comments or anything like that, I don't need any, like, big arguments or anything. It's just a question I'm bringing up. Because we are just kind of waiting now, for the next stuff to come out. We really don't know when more stuff will come out, and it's just another question, basically, because I know the Overlord's not going to come back, basically, because he's already had his time as the enemy, and I don't think they'll bring him back. But this is just a video to make you think that, what if he did come back? How would he come back, and is he really gone? So yeah, so what do you think? I do think the Overlord is never really gone. But again, I do think he will never come back into the show, like in the present time, you know, as an enemy anymore. But what do you think? What do you think on it? And what do you think about the golden armor too? The golden armor, I know it'll have a part in it. Maybe we'll have a flashback, maybe to reboot it with him and the Overlord, or the Overlord with the golden armor. But that wouldn't be anything new. We saw that in episode 34, so maybe, but I think the golden armor will play effect as well. But what about the Overlord? Is he ever really gone? And if he was to return, honestly, I have seen shows before, not Ninjago or anything like that, but I've seen shows where they always have this big main enemy always behind something. Like there's always people, like some shows I've seen. There's always an enemy that that these people always seem to face, and there's always the good guys always have this one enemy that they always never seem to really get rid of. Now we kind of had that with Lord Garmadon, if you think about it. Lord Garmadon was there. He wasn't really an enemy in season 1. He was an enemy in the pilot episodes, and then he was an enemy mainly throughout the second season. So that was an enemy they dealt with a few times. Now, I know they dealt with the Overlord a few times as well. So it just makes me wonder if... I think the Overlord's done with his time in the show, but you never know. So what do you think? What do you think? And what do you think about the golden armor? What do you think about the golden armor? And what effect do you think it'll take in the future?